You finally sit down, phones face down, coffee's ready, and you've told yourself, this is it. No distractions. I'm actually doing the work today. Then, 2 minutes later, you find yourself halfway through a Wikipedia page about the history of salt, or you're checking your email for the fourth time. You didn't plan to quit. You didn't even decide to stop working. It just happened, like your brain pulled a disappearing act while you were still sitting in the chair. And the first thing you think is, God, I'm so lazy. I have zero discipline. But honestly, that's probably the biggest lie you tell yourself. The inertia trap. Look, we've all been there. You start with the best intentions. You open the laptop, you stare at the cursor, and for about 30 seconds, you feel like you're finally in the driver's seat. Then a tiny itch happens. Maybe your screen pokes you with a notification, maybe a random thought about a bill you forgot to pay pops in, or maybe you just feel that weird, restless urge to just check one thing real quick. You tell yourself it'll take 5 seconds, but those 5 seconds are the kill shot for your momentum. Your body's still in the chair, your hands are still on the keyboard, but you aren't there anymore. You're scrolling, you're clicking, you're drifting. And the scariest part, you don't even realize you've left the room until 20 minutes have gone by. See, everyone thinks being distracted is a choice, but it's not. It's a leak. The high cost of the restart. Let's be real about what's actually happening. You were focused, then something tiny broke the seal. It didn't feel like a big deal at the time, but here's the problem. Your brain isn't a light switch. You can't just flip focus back on. It's more like a massive engine that takes forever to warm up. Every time you just check a text, the engine shuts off. To get back to where you were, you have to go through the whole painful startup process again, and your brain hates that. It's exhausting. So instead of doing the hard work of restarting, you just keep drifting. 1 click leads to 3 more. 10 minutes turns into an hour. And meanwhile, that important thing you sat down to do, it's still sitting there, exactly where you left it. This is where we usually go wrong. We think the answer is more willpower. We think we just need to try harder. You're fighting a losing battle. So you try again tomorrow. You give yourself a pep talk. You sit in the same spot with the same distractions, and surprise, surprise, the exact same thing happens. It's not because you're weak. It's because nothing actually changed in your environment. You're trying to focus in a room designed to keep you distracted. Your brain is literally wired to crave the hit of a new notification, and you're trying to fight that with nothing but discipline. That's like trying to hike up a mountain in flip-flops. Of course it's hard. You're set up to fail before you even start. What if the problem isn't your brain? What if it's just the friction in your life?
Making focus easy. Think about it this way. If your phone is an inch from your hand, you will check it. If you have 20 browser tabs open, you will click them. If your mind is buzzing with a million to-dos, you will look for an escape. That's not a character flaw, it's just human biology. But if you change the setup, everything shifts. You clear the desk, you close the tabs, you write down that one tiny, stupidly simple first step. Suddenly, the weight of the task feels lighter. You stay in the chair an extra 5 minutes, then 10, then before you know it, you've actually made a dent in the work. Most people spend their whole lives feeling guilty about this, not because they're incapable, but because they're looking at the wrong map. If this feels like I'm reading your mind, it's probably time to stop white-knuckling your way through the day. You don't need more motivation. You don't need another hustle speech. You need a system that actually protects your attention instead of selling it to the highest bidder. I've mapped out a simple, low-stress way to fix this. No Sigma male discipline required. It's linked below if you're ready to actually get your head back in the game. Just start small. That's the only way it sticks.